I don't think I can gush enough about this book. It definitely exceeded my expectations. I finally read My Life in France by Julia Child and her grandnephew, Alex Prud'homme. My Life in France not only documents Julia's love affair with France, but also her love affair with French cooking and the entire experience she had going from someone who did not cook really at all, to writing Mastering the Art of French Cooking, and also to starring in a television show, which really hadn't been successfully done before. She transformed the way so many people cook. I absolutely remember growing up watching Julia Child on television as this figure, a tall woman who concocted all sorts of things. She did it with humor and things didn't always go to plan. That definitely comes out in this book. One thing that I really love about the story of Julia Child's life is deciding to write Mastering the Art of French Cooking. It was not something that she decided to do when she was a young woman. Not that 37 or so is old, it is not, but people tend to think that, okay, when you're 37, you've figured out what you're doing with your life. But that's not always the case. You can find passions later on. And if you put enough sweat into it, you can become a master at it. And I love that idea. I also really loved seeing all of the effort that she put into creating these recipes. She took these French recipes and she made them available for the American cook based on what Americans could get at the supermarket locally. Not all flour is equal. French flour is different from American flour. And so she had to figure out what the differences were, how she could make it work in an American recipe. Because this was written at a later point in life, essentially everyone that she mentions in this book has already died. She could be very truthful about relationships, experiences that she had working with different people in the industry. Even her relationship with her father, she kind of lays it bare for the reader. I do have to wonder what it would have been like if her co-author had written a similar book. They definitely butt heads a little bit, especially toward the end of writing Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Some things that this book did for me. It inspired me to get into the kitchen. So I started making some of Julia Child's recipes. Even aside from Julia Child's recipes, I've just been kind of inspired to experiment. I was inspired to buy her cookbook, Mastering the Art of French Cooking, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I am waiting for them to arrive. I know that a lot of the recipes people see as outdated. I believe from watching Julie and Julia that there is a big section on aspic. Can't really see myself doing that, but you never know. I won't say I won't try, because one of the things that really came across from reading this book is you have to try things. I think that this book has a number of little life lessons that are absolute jewels. One is to never say that you're too old to try something. Another one is to not make apologies for yourself. She never made apologies when something went wrong with her cooking, whether it's cooking or whatever it is in life. If your cake falls, so be it. Don't make excuses for it. Don't apologize for it. Accept it as it is and learn from it. Figure out how to not let the cake fall next time mistakes happen. I actually got a little bit teary-eyed when she was packing up and leaving her home in France for the last time, which was kind of ironic because she specifically says that she is not somebody who is sentimental, that when time is done, that she just says, well, that's it, and she carries on. There are a lot of little French phrases in here, and not all of them are translated into English. If you don't know any French, then that might be a little bit bothersome. That's really my only little picky thing. I highly, highly recommend this book. Given the amount of cooking and baking that it has encouraged me to do, if you're trying to watch your waistline, then you might want to wait a little while before you pick this up, because it very well may send you into the kitchen as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.